a young lady gets guns pulled on her, and the cops admitted they're looking for a man. She's a young black woman. They're looking for a black male. They pulled out guns on her. After they pulled out guns on her, they told her, well, just look at this like a learning curve. Yeah, you had to learn something here. What did you learn? Here's some of the video after they had pulled out guns.
So this is a learning curve for you? Putting guns to an innocent person back, that's a learning curve.
I'm not saying that, I'm just saying, I said every call, there's something to learn.
That's a learning curve. You put guns to my back, that's a learning curve for you? That's a learning curve. You put guns to my back. That's a learning curve. I could have died. And that's a learning curve for you? That's a learning curve.
You got the call.
They put guns to my back.
Okay.
I learned this is my life. And you want to talk about your education?
This happened in Arlington. Arlington PD was the agency involved. This was a case, according to them, of mistaken identity. They went search for a male suspect, but instead pulled their guns out on the black female you saw there. Her name is Danielle Shanks. All right, Mr. Shanks, Miss Shanks is the young woman recording, and here's more video.
Why are you wiping the surveillance video?
Ma'am, I can't elaborate on our investigation.
Why are you wiping the surveillance video?
Watch it. We're not allowed to wipe it.
I just heard you say until you finish wiping the surveillance video.
You misheard. Hey, the female that came out of 225 was running a. What's your best contact?
She's telling the truth, I believe. I think they were going to try to wipe the surveillance video. Remember, they pulled out the guns on the wrong person. If they pulled out their guns on the wrong person, why do they need to even review their action that they know was at least unwarranted, if not unlawful? Why are they reviewing it? For what? They are the only ones who committed an act that was wrong here, okay? So Miss Danielle posted the video, updated the video 2 days ago, provided some further context. Here it is.
So I was held at gunpoint by several officers. They were full battle rattle. I'm talking guns, obviously. I was detained in the back of 2 different squad cars. I was denied water. I was denied phone access. I was denied restroom privileges, all while being told that I wasn't in trouble and that the suspect they were looking for was a man. Like, I know I look like my daddy, but damn, I didn't even have time to fully process the situation. And when she referred to my life possibly ending as a learning curve, it was at that moment that it just registered, it clicked that I'm nothing but an experiment to these people. And that hurt, that cut me deep. That was my mom that was telling me to calm down. Trust me, she was just as upset as I was. But when I began voicing my frustrations, there were 3 other officers that came from behind the desk, and they kind of posted up beside that officer as if they were getting ready to detain me, as if I was being aggressive. Understand that you're witnessing probably a minute and 15 seconds of the last 20 minutes of a 2.5-hour interrogation.
So sad. Miss Shanks did not deserve any of that. And then the level of insensitivity, the lack of humanity, the lack of common decency, absent from their acknowledgement of the mistake, if it even was a mistake. This is why people question the police and typically do not like them. Mistakes happen on every job. You make a mistake, hey, sorry, made a mistake. When you make a mistake where you have traumatized a person, you telling them it's a learning curve is insanity. Let's put up a picture of the chief of police. That's your chief. Meet chief of police for the Arlington, Texas Police Department, Mr. Al Jones. So far, the incident appears to have not been addressed by local news, nor by the department, nor by way of statement, social media, etc. So we are addressing it here on Indisputable. We need answers. And that young lady needs an official apology. And I am hopeful that she files a lawsuit against the police. She was detained, due process violated. Attorney, what would you say? What do you see here legally that she can possibly claim against the police that detained her, even though they admitted they were not actually looking for her at all?
Well, I would definitely claim some kind of racial profiling going on if it was completely unreasonable, as in she didn't match any kind of suspect description in any way, or if they had no even rational grounds for possibly having probable cause or any kind of reasonable suspicion to stop her in any way. Because it is extremely terrifying. It's traumatizing for someone to draw their guns on you and then to be so disrespectful and almost minimizing and diminishing to simply say, oh, it's a learning curve. These things happen to us, unfortunately, as Black and brown people every day. And what that does to us is just something that cannot necessarily be fixed by a lawsuit. But my God, it's a start. And these individuals need to be held accountable. So there are actual changes, hopefully at some point.
Yeah, and here's the reality, Adrienne, you know this, I know this, she could be dead right now. She could be dead right now if she would have made a certain move, if she would have reacted quickly, if she would have been more aggressive, something, right? She could be dead and she was not even a suspect to begin with. And then the lack of humanity shows you that they did not care about her humanity in the first place when they approached her and pulled out guns.